This signifies a huge shift for the San Antonio Spurs, as not only has Wemby been working out with all-time greats like Hakeem Olajuwon, like we've already discussed, new photos of him after off-season workouts just have Spurs fans hyped up more than ever before, and even a recent video that has been going viral today has us so beyond excited for year 3 Wemby. But it's not just him. There was also some video clips of some 3-man weaves, some fast break drills, including Stephon Castle throwing some nasty dunks down. But to cap it all off, Victor Wembanyama has started a specific initiative for San Antonio that will completely change the atmosphere for all the games moving forward. We're going to dive into all this. Let's just get straight into it. And I want to start here. And Victor Wembanyama, this was announced yesterday, but I wanted to talk about this briefly because I think this is a very big shift for the Spurs and for the NBA in general. Because look, let's be honest, NBA crowds are awesome. San Antonio has one of the best crowds in the league year in, year out. But when you compare it a lot of the time to these EuroLeague basketball games, even like, Eurobasket, stuff like that, those fans can get kind of crazy. But you know what? One thing NBA teams don't have, it's again, that specific fan section. So this here, Wemby saying, you think you got what it takes to bring the energy? Spurs fans, this is your shot to be part of something special. Tryouts for our new fan section. Registration from 7 to 9 a.m. at Frostbank Center. There's going to be a fee to join this. You only get the most dedicated of the most dedicated. This is a huge thing for scaring other teams. Like, I've walked into opposing arenas for football, soccer games, whatever, where there's both football and soccer, where there's like opposing, fan sections for whatever college or whatever city or whatever anything. And it's one of the craziest things you've ever seen. I saw a stadium literally get lit on fire with a flare once. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but that was for a Division II soccer game in Canada. So there's this kind of thing has the potential to like really intimidate opponents. And, the Spurs crowd, we already do a great job, but this is just unreal. And it's not just Wemby that has been endorsing this. We even see my boy, my favorite player of all time, Manu Ginobili. Wemby just lit the spark. Spurs fans, time to feed the flame. Love the idea. Of course, Manu, the Argentinian, he's been there for a lot of different soccer/football crowds. And my goodness, like this to me, again, is like, this is just part of the shift I'm talking about. Again, we'll get to these other highlight clips and the image of Wemby that I saw just a few hours ago, but to me, this is not just a shift for Wemby, it's a shift for San Antonio and hopefully the NBA, because I would love to see more teams adopt this kind of style. I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority, maybe I'm not. I'd like to see some more hostile crowds. I'm not talking Malice at the Palace kind of thing, but I'm talking about crowds that are yelling at the other team. Again, you don't want to push it too far, but this kind of intensity, this kind of thing that makes people not want to come play in your arena, that is a huge upside. And if the San Antonio Spurs can be the first to do this, in large part due to Wemby, I'm already getting hyped doing it. I'd want to participate in it. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Is it a good idea? A bad idea? Some people I've seen maybe don't love it. Some do, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But look, without further ado, let's dive into this Wemby stuff. Actually, I lied. There is a bit of a further ado. Guys, please hit that subscribe button because we're so close to 10,000 subscribers. You want to be part of the first 10,000 of this channel, right? Because we're going to the moon. We got Spurs content all season long. We got some amazing stuff planned. Thank you for being here. Let's dive into this next part. And, I'll play this clip here. When you try to go up against Wemby, they were at a school there, and it was Wemby, there was Castle, there was Vassell. And I'm just going to play this clip in full of... okay, can I just take a second? I can't actually pause this. Look how far away he is when he jumps. He's a good 4 or 5 feet away. It just looks like it's not because it's Wemby. And then one dribble, his last dribble, just watch this again, okay? It's not about dunking on this guy, because the poor guy, honestly, I would be honored to be dunked on by Wemby. Look where his last dribble is. His feet were behind the three-point line when he dribbled the ball last, and he dribbled the ball outside the free throw line. And again, Wemby is looking more muscular, and that's another thing we're going to get into in a second. Now, does this clip mean anything crazy special? Well, no, it's like Wemby versus, some dude. It's like, I'm not going here trying to extrapolate this to be like, oh my God, these numbers are going to go skyrocketing. But every clip we're seeing, again, he looks happy, he looks healthy, he's starting initiatives for Spurs fans. I mean, if anyone was ever in doubt that Wemby was going to be a Spur for life, I think that's pretty much been quelled at this point. Like, we know this dude was meant to be a Spur. But again, this wasn't the only thing. I tried to get these videos, couldn't quite get them, but some little 3-man weave drills that include a nice Wemby dunk, and there was a great Stephon Castle windmill at the end of this. And, before I dive into that picture of Wemby looking shredded, which is to me, maybe the biggest shift for him this whole season. I want to dive into Stephon Castle real quick because, you know, there's been so much talk this offseason. Of course, naturally with that De'Aaron Fox extension, he's a big hub of the conversation, how he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot and how will that affect Castle and Harper. But focusing on Castle in particular, it's something we do. I mean, something we've done a lot. But maybe not as much as some other guys, especially with the Vassell trade talk, the Jeremy Sochan Eurobasket, and then injury. Let me just fix this base bar to scroll again. Thank you very much. That should be fixed soon. We're trying. We're working on it. I know a lot of you guys know it's happening. Why am I talking like this? We signed Cornette. We brought in Olynyk. Stephon Castle, that leap from year 1 to year 2 is something I'm really looking forward to. And I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on how many points per game. I know the defense is so big for him as well. I want to know how many points per game you envision him getting this year. Because again, with Fox there, it might be fewer, but I'm saying 16.5 is where my over-under is. So I want to see what you guys have to say to a over or under 16.5 points per game. I would probably take the over, but hey, I'm the one setting the line, so I can't do that. But really excited for Castle. But again, the last thing here, I mean, look, this right here, this was posted by, I don't know if it was a trainer or something on Instagram. I saw this circulating on Twitter. But we've seen pictures recently of course, Wemby, not only in an Instagram comment section saying he was 7'5", which again, it's him saying it, so I don't know. But we've seen him look more muscular, look more ripped. But then to see this again, like the dude is straight up gaining muscle at like a crazy rate. I don't know if we have his listed weight here. No, we don't have his listed weight in these graphics, but he could have very well gained 10, 15 pounds, maybe more. And like, also, he's wearing a boxing glove here. Like, you know, didn't Kareem do similar stuff to that? I'm just saying, like, Wemby is working out very hard and he is gaining muscle, which to me is maybe the most important thing for him, right? Getting to that level where not only is he flexible doing yoga and stuff like he's done all the time, and that reduces injury risk greatly, but to also have that muscle to withstand hits, right? To strongly push back against other people, make them less likely to go into you, to hold your ground better. I know Wemby's never going to have that crazy low center of gravity. He's never going to be like a Shaq in the post. But to be able to hold your own, work with that Hakeem footwork, and also be strong enough to do a bunch of other things. Like core strength matters too. Like even your arm strength, your leg strength, all this stuff to have more power in various aspects of the game. Like this is, again, it's just representing a shift to me. Like Wemby getting absolutely ripped this offseason. Again, he had that blood clot. He had to do something. He couldn't play basketball. He decided to get shredded. He's starting the initiative to go out and get us a fan section, a dedicated fan section to scare away other teams. We got him and Castle Vassell. We got a bunch of people going out in the community. There was another thing for the flooding I think they did today. They're just doing everything to buy into the city of San Antonio, but to buy into themselves. So again, like I am just so beyond hyped for this season. Leave me your thoughts on everything we discussed here down below, because that'll do it for this episode of Spurs Digest. If you enjoyed, and if you're excited for the season and you want to stay up to date every single day on the latest Spurs news, this is the channel to do it. So hit that free subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Josh Gosse, and I'll catch you in the next one.